watch good. All right. Perfect. All right, traders, welcome. My name is Fausto from Cyber Trading University, and thank you for coming here. Appreciate everyone being here. We are going to talk about some of the craziness that's going on. We've been having an unbelievable market. We're going to talk about tariffs. We're going to talk about trading. We're going to show you how to stay ahead of the volatile markets. We had some of our best trading days. Well, yesterday was probably one of the top 3 we ever had at Cyber Trading University, including everyone else on Wall Street. But we're going to talk a little about what made them go up. We're going to talk how to follow the trend and not get caught up on it, because the biggest issue is not making money. It's about controlling it. So just really quick, a little warning for everyone that, it was pretty nuts, right, Susie? I just want everybody to know, I'm not making any guarantees or promises. It works for everybody. It's case by case basis. You should be very smart investing in today's markets. Anything could happen. There's a very high risk into it. So please don't go out there and risk what you can't afford to lose. So a couple of things we're going to talk about. All right. I'm going to show you how to follow the big money, which is one of the key things we teach at Cyber Trading University. I was a market maker here on Wall Street. I live here in New York. I was trained by some of the best traders in the world. I'm going to teach you how to trade like these market makers. I'm going to show you the tools that they use, the best time to trade, just basically strategically how to be an overall better round trader, of how to use those charts and everything else. But what you're about to learn is I'm going to teach you something called the right of the chart. Everyone's so focused on the left. They always want to look at the past. They always want to see the news. Has nothing to do with that. If the orders are not out there, those program trading, the algorithms, the AIs, that's what you need to know. And I'm not looking to change anyone's style, but it's pretty much everything we trade exactly the same. Now, at the end of today's presentation, I'm going to invite all of you to come and join my professional trading room. We've been running this for over 35 years. And I'm going to introduce you to everybody. I'll show you right now while we're here. Okay. Why not? Right. So you're all going to have access to this at the end of the day when we're done here. And basically what you're seeing here on the top right-hand corner and left-hand corner, these are all the traders. These are all instructors. These are people from all over the world. Here's our chat. Here's our alerts. We're looking at a stock right now. JNVR, it just ran from $34 to $49. And you could see the instructors, Josh and Rich, sitting there talking to them, telling them what's going on, all that good stuff. So you're all going to be invited to it. And, but before we get there, want to make sure I'm not wasting anyone's time. So let me teach you a little bit of what we cover in our trading room and what market makers and how they trade. And also for you guys sticking around, at the end of the presentation, we're going to talk about 45 minutes. I will give you all access to my trading book, #1 bestseller, How to Beat Market Makers at Their Own Game, published by Wiley. Okay. So let's go to live markets. Let's have a little fun before we do this. Okay. So let's look what's going on in the market. Now the market's down. All right. So we had a little bit of we're having a little bit of a correction after having the big rally today. So the first thing everyone's on their mind is sell, sell, sell. Right. Well, there are other things that are moving in the market, right? Okay. So here's that stock in the big percentage gainer that we just looked at, JNVR. Never heard of it, never traded. I get it, but there are so many stocks out there. There's a stock, AREB, that's moving, not as expensive, $6 to $12. I don't know if you guys ever been in a stock that was up about 100%, but they're out there every day. But the question a lot of you probably are asking, and I'm going to ask you all this question. What makes a stock go up and down in the market? Can anybody answer that question? So I'm going to be asking you all a lot of questions. So let's basically see how you all answer. By the way, if you cannot answer this question, don't take this the wrong way. You should not be trading. Okay. You should be getting out of the business. Everyone should be able to answer the question here. Michael, you're correct. Sammy, you're correct. Michael, you're correct. Okay, I'm missing some people here. Who did I hear from? Craig, I didn't hear from you. CJ, Carl, Juan, Kevin. Lynn, what about you guys? Come on, Peter, Rick, don't let me call you guys out on it. Just write S&D so I know you're paying attention. All right. Or write B&S, buyers and sellers. Thank you very much, Juan. All right, good. Lynn, great. Lynn Hewlett, welcome back. Good to see you. Buyers and sellers. So you're watching a stock, you're seeing these buyers and sellers, and you probably want to know why. Where are these buyers and sellers located? So I want to bring up this stock right here that we're looking at, AREB, right? Now, do you see how the stock went from 12 and it stopped over here right around since about 10:45 until now? We're talking about what, 20 minutes? Why did it stop over here? Why didn't it go down to 8? Why didn't it go down to 7? Why is it stopping right here, right around this $8 price route level? Can anyone tell me? Why is that? Is it the Bollinger Band, the MACD? Why? What makes that number so special? Dan, you're right. Michael, you're right. Anyone else? Susie, you're wrong. That's not the right answer. Okay, so let me show you something here really quick. This is called level 4. All right. You see this red line on the bottom right here? Okay. See that red bottom? The left-hand side, let me just draw this for you. You see this right here? This means current order book. This is actually who's looking. All those orders are out there in the future. Okay. These are all like limit orders, everything else. When you work your way down to that number, can everyone just tell me what is that number right there? I just want to make sure you're paying attention. Can everyone write in that number that you see that I just circled? So I know you're paying attention. And if you're not, that's how you fail. Thank you very much, Michael. 2 Michaels. Lynn. Can't read on your screen, Susie. Okay. By the way, can we share the C2 staff? Can we share everybody's chat so everybody could see it? They right now have it to all hosts and panelists. Let's say everyone will be able to read it. So that number is $8.60, and there's a buyer out there at 67,000 shares. Now, let me just go back here and show you this. Okay. So when you look at that line right there, I draw a trend line. $8.60 is right there. Okay. Does everybody see that? Okay. So that's why it was support. But do you see what's happening right now? What's happening? Let me zoom in a little bit closer. And but it looks like it went below 860, right? Why would it go below 860? There was a big buyer out there. What do you think just happened? Why would the stock go down? Seller got executed. Okay. Anybody else? Why would it go lower? It's hard to see on the phone, Rick. Okay. That's okay. Well, we just saw a big buyer out there, right? And now he's not there anymore. So let me show you what I see. Here's that buyer. Now, it's right now on top, it says 1112. Okay, so at 1109, that buyer we saw was out there. He pulled his order. He decided, I don't want to buy it anymore. Okay. When he left, you could see that once we got in there, within 30 seconds, people started realizing like, oh crap, the buyer that was out there doesn't want to buy it anymore, which was support levels. Well, guess what? When he left, now the stock went down, and that's why we're down here at 837. So let's think about this for a second. How do stocks go up and go down in the market, fellow traders? Buyers and sellers, okay? You just witnessed a big buyer that made that support level, but now the buyer's not there anymore. What just happened? Stock dropped. Now, did I lose anybody? Did I lose anyone? No, John, was that hard, by the way? Did that kind of make sense? It's almost like common sense. Yeah, big buyer out there and everything. So let me tell you a little about myself and where and why what I just showed you, you all could do this no matter what kind of trader you are. Now, once again, my name is Fausto Pugliese. I'm the president and founder of the company. I'm one of the original day traders that started back in the early 90s. This is a magazine that was written up. Forbes wrote a big article about us. A bunch of kids tormenting Wall Street. Obviously, I'm not a kid anymore, but when I was there, I was 22. Now I'm 53. So I got started working as a prop trader where I used to split the profits, work at a day trading firm. And you could see, which is cool about this photo is that look at the monitor. We used to trade on this, and what you see right there is pretty much the same data we trade today. So the technology I'm showing you right now, this is been around for about 40 years. It's been around forever. And some of you are just learning it for today, but don't worry about it. It's never too late. All right. So over the years, I was a very successful day trader, and then I decided to go on my own. So the only way I was able to go on my own, I started one of the first online educational schools in the industry. There was only about 3 of us. Now there are hundreds of them around the world, maybe thousands. I competed against every trading school I beat every school I competed against. And over the years, I've surrounded myself with some of the best traders in the industry. And, it's just part of doing business. You know what I mean? And I've learned great traders never stop learning. So as everyone here, no matter how good you are or how bad you are, you can never stop learning. But education is the key to success. The one that educates wins. So like I said earlier, I'm going to give everybody my book. I'm also the author of How to Beat Market Makers at Their Own Game. So you could pay me $47 on Amazon. I'm going to give it to you for free. Just sticking around for today. All right. Also, I've been featured on a lot of great stations over the years. I've done many presentations for the exchange. What you're about to learn and what I'm about to show you is what the exchanges want you to learn. Trading is a very, very big failure rate. And the bigger the failure rate, the worse it is for them. You go out of business, you don't trade, they don't make any money. And I'm going to show you exactly the main tools that they want you to learn to be very successful in trading. Now, my goal today is this. I want to teach you all how to trade today's markets. Okay, very simple. But at the end of the presentation, my invested interest in you is I'm looking for traders that want to be part of my trading room. So if you feel like you don't like trading on your own, you feel lost, you're making mistakes, nobody's watching what you're doing, which it could be a lonely business. And hopefully you could be like some of the people that are standing right next to me. All right. And now let me just tell you one thing. I've been doing this for over 35 years, and there are some crazy times. And what happened yesterday is one of the top 5 that I've experienced. And it was probably one of the best profitable days for me over the years. Now, I'm not here to brag about how great we are. You're going to meet all the traders in the room, and you're going to see how they did. Some of you missed out on it, but let me explain to you a little bit what we look for. I know a lot of you here probably don't like the concept of day trading or swing trading. Maybe you like options, but the thing is this. What happens over the course of the day is what trickles into a swing trade and over to a long-term trade. Now, it was one of the tariffs, what had everything that had to do with it. And it all started going into last week when you had Liberation Day, whatever you called it, and market dropped huge. You could see how the NASDAQ just totally got destroyed. But yesterday, when he paused the tariffs, some of you might look at it like, okay, I don't like Trump, whatever it is, bad thing he's doing. Oh, he finally lifted. Okay, but how does that help us? Well, if you like Trump or hate Trump, if you love Biden or hate Biden, their policies can control being the United States, being the biggest superpower in the world and being the biggest exchange in the world. If you're in the market, it's going to affect you no matter what side you're on, and you have to pay attention. And if you slept and blew it off yesterday, guess what? You missed the boat, but don't worry about it. It's not over yet. We just started. But I'll tell you, it was a hell of a ride. And it was a lot of fun all the way up to the last minute of the market. Now, the goal is this. the way you learn how to trade is you have to follow the big money. That's basically it. The money is what controls the market. If you think you're smarter, you're in the wrong business. Okay. I don't care what school you went to. I don't care what analyst you are or what indicator you're a professional in. It has nothing to do with it. Forget about the past because it's the future. Those orders will control the market. Okay. Now, the question is this. I'm going to show you my top 4 windows to trade today's markets. Okay. And we have a scanner, we have a chart, we have level 3 and level 4. Now, my question to you, everyone here, is this. Does anybody here have, just let me know, you have 2, 3, 4 of those windows? How many windows of those screens do you have? Just to kind of get to know a little bit more what you have running. Oops, let me move this over out of the way. Sorry about that. 2, 3, 2, 3. So I assume a lot of you are missing probably the bottom 2. Okay. Patrick, obviously you have this all 4. All right, good. Rick, you only have 4. Michael will have 2. Daniel have 3. Okay, good. All right, so let's start first of all. By the way, does everyone here follow me on social media? YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, X, Telegram? I don't know. Patrick, you do? Okay, anyone else? We'll post those links if you haven't done already, but some of you, if you've been watching me, like, probably wondering, how does he find these stocks? Okay, listen, finding them is the easiest thing in the world. All we do is we work off the big percentage gainers. Okay, so let me just show you, bring you back to the execution system. Here is the market. Here is the big percentage gainers. So for some of you, you're like, Fausto, how did you find GNVR up, $29? Very easy. It's a big percentage gainer right there. How did you find AREB up, 57% right now? It's the second biggest percentage gainer in the market. All these stocks that we find are in the big percentage gainers. The problem is this. You're probably asking, how do we know it's going to continue to go up? What's driving it up? We didn't get there yet. But finding them is easy. The hard part is this. Which one is going to give us the least amount of risk with the high amount of reward? Because some of these stocks might have very big spreads. Some of them might have, might not have the volume in it, might not have the buyers and sellers in it, but finding them are pretty easy. Now, we just posted those links all up for everyone. The YouTube is right there. Instagram is there. I don't know what you're a fan of. Facebook is there. But click on that link and let me just bring it up really quick. Here's our link really quick. And just make sure you click on the subscribe and, click on the like and ring the bell. Okay. And by the way, I posted some really good videos. You could see right here. These are the ones I just posted just recently. Pretty good videos. I do a lot of shorts more than longs, but breaking news, it's the Dow one, basically everything, the most, the latest. Click on here. You can see there's all the latest ones I just posted. Did pretty well. All right. So anyway, move that over here on the side. We don't really need that right now. But let me get back to my PowerPoint and show you the next biggest thing. Finding them is great, but you got to have a game plan. Okay. And the game plan is this: follow the money. That's it. Okay. How do people get in trouble? How does the IRS come after you? They follow the money. All right. Anybody, you just follow the money. Now, how do we follow the money? I'm going to cover something called NASDAQ Book Viewer. Now, I really need you to pay attention right now because this, what I'm about to show you, is going to probably be extremely disturbing for you because some of you are going to be like, wait a minute, how did I not know about this? Why is nobody talking about it? Well, the big thing you have to ask yourself is, you probably watching tons of YouTube videos, probably took classes. The first thing you always have to ask the person that you're watching is 2 things. Number 1, was he a market maker? Because, listen, if you want to learn from a professional football player, you want to be a professional athlete, you want to be a professional race car driver, you want to be a professional engineer. You don't go out there and learn from, a professional chef. You know what I mean? You're going to learn someone that does it every day. So that is very important. The second thing you have to always ask is, what brokerage firms endorse them. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. But the big thing is this: what you're about to see is following the money. Now, I'm going to go over a couple of things. I'm going to show you how we utilize it, and then we're going to go from there. So what you're looking at is something very confusing. You're looking at a lot of numbers, okay? Now, the numbers, as of right now, are not that important. What's important to you is this: you're seeing every buyer and every seller in the market, and whoever wants to buy for the most amount of money is up on top. Whoever wants to buy for less money is down at the bottom. Whoever wants to sell their shares of Snapchat is on top. Whoever wants to sell at the bottom, more money's down at the bottom. So what you're seeing right here is every single order in the entire world that is trading on the exchange, right, black and white right in front of you. Okay. You look at every single order. Now, this is not the Fausto indicator. Okay. This is not the brokerage firm's new tool they came out. This is a seat on the exchange. Now, we had to pay millions of dollars 20 years ago to get this data. To go on the New York Stock Exchange, to be on the floor, you had to buy a seat. They eliminated it. Okay. They bought those people out and they says, you know what? Why are we holding ourselves hostage by selling this private club? They took it away from them. Now you have full access to it. So I want you to think about that for a second. Okay. Think about that. You now have a seat on the exchange. Everything that you always asked for, you now have access to it. So how do we use this data and show you how important it is? I'm going to show you. We're looking at a stock right now, AVGO, and watch how the stock goes from 164 all the way down to 162 and goes up to 160, 165. Why did the stock stop at 162? What made it stop at that price? Well, there's only one reason why it stopped there. Buyers. And the buyers were all the way down here. And if you look right here, that buyer is 95,000 shares at 162. Now, look at this for a second. You got 200 share buyers, 300 share buyers. You're talking 95,000. Is that a lot? Well, when every order out there is in the hundreds and you got this thing in the 10,000s, okay, yeah, that is what I call a big demand to buy the stock at that price. And what did we say earlier? How do stocks go up? Buyers and sellers. So if you're a big support fan, well, I got a breaking news to tell you. Okay. Something very upsetting. Support level does not exist unless you have buyers. Buyers equal support. Support does not equal buyers. So you can look at all the support levels you want. You can look at all the charts you want. But if you don't have those buyers out there to support, you're wasting your time. Okay. Because we all know support levels get broken all the time. And how is that possible? Because maybe the buyer wasn't there. Same thing goes for resistance levels. Here you have a stock right here, goes from $360 all the way to $372 and drops down to $348. How is that even possible? And how would you have not prepared knowing that it was going to stop at 372? Well, if you had NASDAQ book viewer, you went on an exchange and you looked at every sell order out there. You don't need to know all of them, just the big one. You'll see there was 47,000 shares looking to be sold there. So when you own a stock at 162 and it goes to 164 and you're like, do I sell it here or whatever? Well, listen, it all goes by numbers. And if there's a big number out there like that, that's the reason why it went down. Once again, and I'm probably going to repeat myself 1,000 times. How do stocks go up and go down? Buyers and sellers. What did you have here? A buyer and a seller. So let me clear this out and let's do another one. Let's go over a few trades from this week. All right. Alibaba was going down. Okay. Now, my question to everybody is this. What is going to stop Alibaba from going lower? What do we need to what do we need to happen for it to stop doing that? What do we need to what do we need for it to happen? What do we need to happen? We need buyers. We need buyers, right? We don't need support. We need buyers. Do you see any buyers on the chart? I don't see crap. I don't see anything, right? So let's go to the exchange. And we're going to go to the buy column. We're going to work our way down. 300, 100, 1,000. Oh, wait a minute. 75,000 down at 95.70. I mean, that is about $2 lower, but that's where the biggest buyer is. So in theory, what do you think is going to happen? And how much lower is the stock going to go before it could possibly go up? Well, I guess there's your answer. So all those times you miss those stocks, like, oh, damn, why didn't I buy it their price? Or why did I sell it? Well, did you see the buyers out there? How about resistance levels? Stock Tesla going up. You know, very volatile stock all over the place, but how do we know when it's going to stop? It's always important to have a game plan because it works on every single stock. Well, is the tariff? Is it the earning? Does it even matter? Well, what matters is this. It's where they're buying it and where they're selling it. And when you look at a stock and it's going up, the game plan is where is the resistance? And when you work your way down on the sell orders, you'll notice that there is a 200,000 share seller out there. There are 400 orders around the entire world that are being aggregated to make up that 200,000. Now, I don't know about you guys, but let me bring a calculator here. 216,000 times $250 is about $54 million worth of stock. Okay. Do you think you know more than the $54 million that are going to be sold? You know what I mean? Like, what makes you better than that person, than the other 400 people? Listen, I know we want to be leaders, but it's okay to be a follower. It's just how it is. Can big buyers cancel their order at any time? Absolutely. Can't you cancel your order? Gene, you could cancel your order if you change your mind, but there's 400 people out there doing it. Okay. Not one. So absolutely, it could happen. And we see it. And I didn't even get there yet. And that's a great question. I will show you that when I invite you into the trading room. And by the way, if you didn't know when to get out 250, look what happened. It ran down to 220. And don't tell me that's never happened to you. It's happened to every single one of you, and probably worse than you wanted to. But you know what? That's okay, because now we finally know the truth. What made me lose money on the stock? Oh, because the market was going down? Horseshit. Okay? How could you predict the future? Should have known where the orders are, where they're at. Now, is it possible that it could break 250? Absolutely. Absolutely. Even with a big order out there, it could break it. And how do we know if it's going to break it? Well, I didn't even get to this, so we're going to talk about this in our trading room. Who here is using something called time and sales? Anybody use a time and sales window where we see all the transactions taking place? Just give me a yes or no. Somebody says it moves too fast. Yeah, I know. Well, did you know that the time and sales window is what controls the chart? So we could see all these green, 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 green. We could see orders get executed. That's how we know. So if you want to know how to implement if orders are getting canceled, which was a great question from Eugene, or if they get executed, it's time and sales. And guess what? Look what happened. It hit it, it tested, all those orders got filled, and then it went from 250 up to 265. Not bad. Not bad. Knowing it was a resistance level, because let's think about this for a second. Resistance levels get broken all the time, right? And the orders, how do we know it's going to break it? You see the order, you see them get executed, and there's your answer. By the way, let me ask everyone a question. Did I lose anybody yet? Did I lose anyone? Following along, John, Daniel, Lynn, right? I mean, does that seem difficult? Love it. I love that. That's great. I appreciate it, John. And I love it too. And I love teaching you guys how to do it because I am sick and tired of seeing the people lose money in the market. If you read the comments on my social media, I mean, there are some angry people out there, and they're taking things personal and this and that. You got to stop. We are the same party, the party of trading. You know what I mean? Don't get involved with the people. We are part of that 12% of the people who trade the market. Okay? Don't worry about the other 80%. You know what I tell them? Short it. Oh, I'm not in the market. Then what are you doing here? You know what I mean? We are in the market. And but one thing that bothers me is that I want everybody to be in the market, but I don't like people losing. And it's okay to lose as long as you know why you did it so you don't do it again. And you know what? People get executed. I lose money all the time. It's okay. I'm still here. But I tell you one thing, I didn't blow up any accounts. And I know what I did wrong. Now let's go to the live markets. Let's have a little fun. Is there any stock out there that anyone wants to look at? Any stock? Because the market right now is going down. We're down about 1,300 points. Okay. And, we broke some major support levels right here. But any stock out there? Everybody want to look at JP Morgan? Okay, let me look at some of the stock. JPM. All right. So JP Morgan, any other stock out there? Okay, so JP Morgan is going down. Why is it going down? JPM. NVIDIA, Amazon, we're going to check those out too. So looking at JP Morgan, hold on. Need some more data here. All right. So here's JP Morgan. And what we're looking at is called a heat map. Okay, this is level 4. And right here, you'll see that there are a lot of buyers out here. See that right there? And now all of a sudden, you see the red balls. That means that those orders got executed. You see how they're not there anymore? They pulled their order. So that order was around let me blow this a little bigger. So that was around 227. And they got executed. Now the stock doesn't look like there's any buyers up until about 224.50. I mean, it's not a lot of shares, but there's your buyer right there. So if you want to have a game plan and know, well, stock's going down, do I get out of it? It started this morning at like 230. I'm at 225. Well, your next biggest buyer is at 224. Let's go to Tesla. All right. Now, you zoom out in Tesla because Tesla's pretty good. Fun stock. So here you have Tesla, and now we're looking at orders. And you could see here at 9:30, there was a big seller out there for 78,000 at 270. And then you had this big buyer down here at 250. So like it or not, right around 10 o'clock, there was a buyer out there around 256. He got executed, and now it went down. Okay. Now what's happening here, which is a little concerning, is that buyer got executed. Somebody sold that buyer out there, which is about 100,000 shares, did buy that stock. He sold it to him. Now, is there any more buyers out there at 250? I don't see them. There's no more buyers out there. Next support level looks at 245 to 240. So, being long right now might not be the smartest idea. Amazon, let's do that one. So Amazon's got a buy right now. We're trading at 181.70. There's a 50,000 share buyer at 80. So that's your support. So like it or not, that's where your next biggest buyer. If it takes that 50,000 share buyer out there, next buyer is down here. It's 175 and then 170. So you can see the stock is moving in $5 intervals. Okay. Is this order book light? I don't know what you mean by light. This is all the exchanges, Rick. So right now what we're doing is aggregating all the orders around the New York Stock Exchange, the NASDAQ exchange, all of them. I'll do one more in NVIDIA. Here's all the orders on NVIDIA. You got a 1.1 million share seller at 114. Not really seeing any buyers out here at 105 and 100. But the really big orders there, and the next biggest order is at 120. So you could see here that NVIDIA had a really tough time getting past this 114, 115. And let me bring this up over here, NVIDIA. Here's 114, right? Okay. There's 114. See a big seller out there? 114. That was yesterday. So if you want to have a game plan and wonder like, oh, shoot, why did I get at 114? Well, did you see the 1.2 million share seller out there? All right. Now, did I lose anybody? Did I lose anyone? No, good. Now, who here would like to watch this live in the trading room? Because I want to invite all of you to come into the trading room and, and see it, not just watching my social media and waiting till I post it. You can come in anytime you want, morning, afternoon, everything. So I'm going to invite all of you, and I'm going to show you what 35 years does. But don't judge me and our winners. I want you to judge us on our losers and how few we have and how we control them. Because it's not about the winners, it's about the losers. And you'll be able to see all these iceberg orders. What makes these big block stocks go up and go down? Because if you don't, that's how you're going to make mistakes. All right. So there's really no better time to watch and learn alongside our team than now. And this is why CyberTrade University has been endorsed and sponsored by more brokerage firms than any school in the industry. Companies like NASDAQ, Charles Schwab, TradeStation, Thinkorswim, Tastyworks, just to name a few. Also, CyberTrade University has a 5-star rating on Google, which is unheard of. I don't think anyone in 35 years has a better record on Google than CyberTrade University, because we love our students. We are big on customer service, and that's what makes you successful when it comes to trading. Also, if you're a big fan of ChatGTP, we were ranked #1 in the industry on ChatGTP. Listen, AI obviously knows a lot. If anybody's a big fan of it, which you're probably going to have to eventually, they even found us as being, the top in the industry. Now, all I'm asking for, if you want to come join my trading room, I'm not looking for free people. Okay. And I feel if you get it for free, which I could do, you probably wouldn't take it seriously. So all we're asking for is a simple $9 trial. That's it. $9. And I feel like, if you take for $9 for that small application fee to get in there, that will basically cover its own. And you know what? If you're not happy, I'll give you $9 back. All you got to do is take your phone, scan the QR code, or just click on that link that we just posted. Now, this is what you're going to get being part of the trading room. Because I got to get back into the market, because I'm seeing a lot of crazy stuff going on with the market going down. And hopefully we're probably going to have another exciting day like yesterday, because it looks like a lot of us are shorting the market. So to kind of hurry you guys get registered, just to let you know what we do live commentary all day long. You have access to the chat board where you get to see every trade that we do and all our traders. You're also going to get a live trading broadcast that we do with workshops, podcasts, everything. So we're going to give you 1 week packed of more education that you probably pay thousands of dollars for, all for $9. And you get to meet people like yesterday, I did a podcast with the CEO of TradeStation. When's the last time you ever seen a school interview some of the biggest and brightest names in the industry? I just did a couple of weeks ago with Tom Sosnoff, the founder of Thinkorswim from Tasty Trade. So these are the connections that you're going to be part of when you're part of Cyber Trading University. And as a bonus, I'm going to give you my book. So think about buying the book for $9 instead of paying $47. All this stuff you're going to get with a money back guarantee. Because listen, I really don't need your $9. Okay. The $9 just tells me you're a real person or not. I'm just looking for people that we want to qualify to make sure this is something for you, because you know what? It might not be for you. And you know what? That's okay. That's all right but let's figure it out first. Because if you think $9 is expensive, try ignorance. And I'm going to throw one more bonus in here. Whoever registers right now, I will give you a free coaching class. Now, what I'm going to do there is this. Some of you probably want to ask me a question. I don't know about you here, but has anyone ever paid $9 to do a trial, ever talk to the owner of the company? Could you imagine calling and talking to Jamie Dimon, the owner, the CEO, would say, hey, you know what? I want to ask your opinion on something. You know what? Here's your chance. Here's your chance. So the reason why I do that is because I want to make sure what you're doing is a smart decision. You could lose thousands. You could lose everything. It's a huge failure rate in the industry. Okay. You've seen what happened just this past week with the tariffs and everything else. Some of you probably lost everything, and some of you so pissed you missed yesterday. Well, you know what? That's okay. Stock market's not going out of business, but you got to register now when it's fresh in your mind. Don't worry about tomorrow when you get to it. Let's get it done now. Now, I have a bunch of people that just registered, and I want to kind of just give you guys a welcome. So anyway, who do I got here that just registered? Lewis, sorry about that. Just got your registration. Welcome aboard. John from Chicago got your registration. Welcome aboard. And I see you guys are registering right now, waiting in. Now, when you guys register, very important. We're going to ask you 5 questions to get us to know a little bit about you. So let us know if you're, what kind of trader you are, futures, stock, options, what brokerage you're dealing with. Want to make sure you have the right brokerage account. And then you're going to have to book an appointment. You're all going to talk to my staff. We want to make sure that when you're talking in the trading room, you get the best, experience as possible. So you're not wasting your time. Okay. Now, there are over close to 50, almost 100 people in this room. I expect every single one of you to register, because that I feel, why not? What do you have? What could possibly go wrong? Is that you finally have a reality check. It is a great job. Social Security is not paying enough. You got a president that every day something's changing. You got you got money in the market, or maybe you're out of a job, or maybe you're looking to move, retire. There's no better job right now than trading the market that's going to pay for it. But you got to know how to play the game. And it all is going to start at $9. Craig Barkett, I just got your registration from Ontario, Canada. Welcome aboard. By the way, 20% of our students in the trading room are all Canadian. So you'll fit right in. I know you guys have a lot of problems with banks and brokerage firms, this and that. So you'll fit well. Who else I got registered right here? John Q from California. Got your registration. Appreciate it. Welcome aboard. Look forward to teaching you. Look forward to talking to you, more important than all of you, everyone that registered. Anyone have any other? Yeah, I see you, John, right there. Appreciate it. Just got yours. All right. Does anyone have any other questions? Question that came across here. How much money do I need to start? That is an excellent question. I'm going to give you a dumb answer. $9. That's it. $9 to register. Worry about the $9 first. Don't worry about how much money you need. Okay. Don't worry about the pattern day trading rule. Don't worry about, brokerage. Don't worry. That's the least of your problem. It's a pain in the ass to open an account. Okay. Let's figure this is for you first before you go start making a career and spend all this money buying computers and monitors and all that crap. Okay. Question that comes, when can I start? So, I mean, I would start right away. I mean, like, as soon as you register, we'll get you in the trading room immediately. You see what's going on in the market right now. Why would you want to put things on hold? You want to learn right away. Okay. John says, I'm ready to go. Well, we're ready to get you going too, John. Did you book your appointment? There was another little bit, remember, just make sure you book your appointment so we can walk you through and, because listen, I'm going to give you some videos, how to get that NASDAQ book viewer. So you want to basically probably want to, learn how to use it. So we'll get there. Do we cover futures? Yes, we do cover futures. Options, swing trading, day trading, everything. And by the way, I'm not looking to change anybody's style. You could apply this to, anything you're doing right now. Remember, I'm just teaching you another part of the chart where a lot of you probably didn't realize existed till today. All right. But there's a hell of a lot more that's going to come along with it. How do we find them? All that good stuff. Forex manual, I don't trade. Okay. I try not to be a jack of all trades. But if you're looking for a good Forex trader, I know a few of them, just send me an email and I'll get you set for that. Guys, it's $9. I just got a couple of people just registered right now. I'm sorry if I can't even pronounce your name, but Raj, I guess that you, Raj J from Maryland, got your registration. Welcome aboard. All right. John says, I followed you for a while. You're awesome. John, thank you very much. I'm glad you've been following me for a while. And you know what? I love what I do. And you know what? It's a great job. And you know what? Doing it as long as I've been doing it should tell you something. You know what I mean? Obviously doing something right, but being endorsed is very important. Having a good reputation on the internet is very important. But let's go out there and see if it really does work for you. All right. That's the most important part. A couple of you just registered right now. Who else I got here? Michael Ross from North Carolina. I just saw you registered. Listen, it's very important, you guys, when you register, to talk as soon as you can with the education advisor at CyberTrade University, because we need to show you how to get NASDAQ book viewer. We want to make sure you're not getting ripped off. Want to make sure you have the right brokerage account. There's little tweaks that you're going to learn that you couldn't probably get those answers. You could search all you want on Google. You could do everything. But you know what? Imagine you could just pick up the phone and say, how do I do this? Believe me, we have all the answers. Not all of them, but pretty much 98% of them we do. There's not a question that was not ever asked that we didn't know the answer of after 35 years. Okay. And because listen, I know some of you here tried this, failed, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. A couple of you also just coming in. Gene, is that you, Gene? Gene C from Connecticut. Oh, you're not too far from us. Welcome aboard. Look forward to talking to you too. Guys, I still got some seats open. I don't know what the delay is. Richard Wells, are you registered? I don't see you. Michael Z, I didn't see you get registered. Who else we got here? Manuel C, what are you guys waiting for? $9. What do you have? $9 is going to could save you 90,000. Okay, believe me. I've done this when I started. Let me explain something to you. When I started trading, for me to even get involved, to even get on the floor, I had to split the profits. I had to pay $1,000 for data. I had to take my Series 7, 63, 24 license. Okay. All that stuff has been eliminated. All right. All of it. It's been gone. All right. Because the exchanges, unfortunately, is it a casino? Well, listen, the more people trade, the more money they make. Okay. But the thing is this, if you knew what you were doing, it's the greatest job in the world. It really is. It really is. Yes, I'm on X2. Just go to cybertradinguniversity.com. Absolutely. Tom, this is a great question, by the way. Let me read this. Is it someone that will work for a person like me who doesn't have a lot of time to decide trading? Okay, that's a great question. There's our link for X, but I want to share that question. That's a great question. So Tom O says, I'm busy. I have a full-time job with a few hours in the morning, only about 2 times a week. So listen, Tom, we have over 1,000 traders in the room. Okay. Only about 20 to 30% are there at a given time because life gets in the way. People that go to the doctor, people have second jobs. It's not a full-time job. You don't want to make this a full-time job. You could do it, but honestly, it's too much stress. So don't even worry about it. So just pay the $9. Let's try to even replace that job. Okay. But it's nice that you have a job where you could see if this is for you before you get, and learn how to do it before you move on to the new job. So yes, it's taken care of. Some of you guys are calling in. I could see it right here. So if you want the number, direct number, that's our direct number, 516-280-5350. All right. You're more than welcome, Tom. James, 0. We're not going to charge you a penny. Okay, that is another great question. I know a lot of people get very skeptical. They're like, what's the catch? Like, am I going to be tied into a subscription after a week? No, we do not do that. We will not charge you a penny. Listen, you don't want to be part of the room. We don't want you there. Okay, I'm not looking to tie people in, but don't worry about what it costs a week from now. Okay, because if it costs a lot, if you're making a lot, it's part of doing business. But let's not worry about that right now, James. Let's worry about the $9 first. Okay. And then we'll worry about that later. Because, yeah, is there a cost to move forward? Absolutely. Absolutely. And I don't think you want anybody to work for free for you anyway. So, but let's worry about this first before we go there. All right. Who else we got here? Thomas O from New Jersey. You got your registration. Somebody looks like your thing. So somebody's credit card got stopped. If you have a problem with it, you can always call us up. And got a coaching class with Josh. All right, there you go, Rick. Nice to see you. And by the way, Rick, thanks for being here. All right, Trace, listen, I got to go. It's time's running out. I got to get back into the trading room. A lot of craziness going on right now. The market is extremely volatile. Hopefully it's going to be excited like tomorrow. We're down about 1,400 points. Got a little bit of a bounce here. This is a lot of fun right now. Let's not miss out on it. So let's get into the trading room. Take your phone. Don't waste any time. Scan it. We're here all day long broadcasting. So don't be watching this just in the morning on YouTube and everything else. Let's take it from there. $9. The worst thing that could happen is you learn something. Money back guarantee. Good luck, everyone. Happy trading. And I'll see you all in the room.